Shalom, brothers and sisters. Now this one touches close to home on one of the interests that I have that you don't know about yet. You will after this video. Scientists have been making amazing DNA and soft tissue discoveries that should completely alter how we view the ancient history of Earth that they keep pushing millions and billions of years. And they always mock creationists with their 6,000 years theory. If new discoveries completely disprove old theories, shouldn't those old theories be discarded? For decades, scientists have been assuring us that many of the fossils they were digging up were extremely old. In some cases, tens of millions of years old, and in other cases, supposedly hundreds of millions of years old. But in recent years, new discoveries have thrown the entire paradigm into question. But because the paradigm works with what they're trying to push and push people away from God and the Word of God and the truth, they hold on to those lies even when they are challenged directly with scientific fact. A team of paleontologists studying the fossilized shell of a sea turtle from the Miocene epoch found something surprising and impossible: preserved bone cells that they believe may contain DNA, the molecule that holds everything together. In an ancient turtle shell found on Panama's Pina Beach, northwest of Panama City, the team identified osteocytes or bone cells. By comparing the specimen's ages and degrees of DNA degradation, the researchers calculated that the DNA has a half-life of 521 years. That means after 521 years, half of the bonds between nucleotides and the backbone of a sample would have been broken. After another 521 years, the remaining bonds would be gone. So there's no way that stuff would be there for millions of years. The team predicts that even in a bone in an ideal preservation temperature of -5 degrees Celsius, effectively every bond would be destroyed after a maximum of 6.8 million years. See, still holding on to the millions. The DNA would cease to be readable much earlier. Scientists have also been discovering soft tissues in fossils that are supposedly extremely ancient, and this includes dinosaur bones. How do you find soft tissue in dinosaur bones? One morning I turned on the microscope, increased the magnification, and thought, wait, that looks like blood. Bertazzo told The Guardian, recounting the examination of the theropod claw. After finding what looked like red blood cells in 2 of the fossils, they explored the possibility that the blood might be historical contamination. In other words, someone that found it or something that hurt themselves. But when they sliced through one of the red blood cells and saw what looked like a nucleus, they felt confident the blood was not human. And that wasn't all. While examining a cross-section of a fossilized rib bone, researchers spotted bands of fibers. When tested, the fibers were found to contain the same amino acids that make up collagen, structural protein found in skin and soft tissue. How does that survive for their supposed millions and millions of years? About a decade ago, it was being reported that a fossil bed in China was being hailed as Jurassic Park, containing the most dinosaur soft tissue discoveries ever recorded. Fossils include complete or nearly complete skeletons associated with preserved soft tissues like feathers, fur, or even in the case of salamanders, external gills. One is the feathered dinosaur whose soft tissues have been revealed by the use of ultraviolet light scanners. So the whole thing been brought into question scientifically, and instead of changing their viewpoint and aligning themselves with the Word of God and its explanation of time, they will just hold on to the lie and keep pushing it and trying to come up with another plausible explanation. Now, what upsets me with this, I've always loved fossils. When I hold a fossil in my hands, this is one example. This tooth from a megalodon shark. Small one, but it's still that. Now when I hold that in my hands, especially these dark ones that have really been preserved so beautifully, and I look at it, I think to myself, yeah, how amazing is my God. Maybe in the times of the flood, way back in the time of Noah, this little guy was swimming in the oceans. Right here in South Africa, when that whole landscape looked completely different, he was swimming. And now, this is all that's left. I am holding something in my hands that connects me to the days of Noah. This was alive back then, and I am touching it. I'm sentimental about stuff like that, and I'm wowed and awed by fossils, always, because it's a snapshot of something God made that was alive so long ago, and here you are now, in a time such as this, holding it in your hands. Then I bumped into Christians and people that are totally cuckoo off the side that tell me there's no such thing as fossils, there's no such thing as dinosaurs. I can prove dinosaurs to you and dragons straight out of the Bible, so they mustn't even get me going there, and unicorns. So no, they don't exist. Scientists and the New World Order and those people, they place them to be found. Now I'm sorry, I found this at a beach with a really bad pullback tide into rocks in Cape Town, and there's no way some nefarious scientist placed it there for me before 4 o'clock in the morning while I was walking so that I could find it and perpetuate their story. I prefer to say this fishy was swimming back in the days of Noah, and this is preserved all the way back to now. And it's amazing, and it shows me how great my God is. To the biggest dinosaurs, all the way down to this. And when I touch these things, I connect with that and I think, wow, my Lord, my God, I am in awe of what you have done. So I want to show you just a quick snapshot here. How seriously I enjoy fossils. Most of these I have collected myself and picked up, and then a lot of them I have added to my collection over time, from fish to actual pieces of tree stump to shells to this nice little guy right here, who was on his way somewhere when Noah's flood obviously wiped him out and compacted him for all time. And it's amazing. It's something I enjoy. It's a connection to a time when God made these creatures. And it's hilarious for me how they deny still the Bible, when God is laughing at them as they find feathers, skin, and soft tissue and blood in fossils. They're not that old, but they are amazing. Shalom.